Good afternoon. It's 5:30, and we're going to begin this evening's public hearing. We will start with roll call. Dr. Ariel Cruz Vela. Crystal Hernandez, present. Israel Villarreal III.
Present.
Rudy Corona.
Present.
Frutoso Gomez.
Present.
Orlando Lopez.
Present.
Alex Reina. Alfredo Perez.
Present.
Tony Torres. Our next item on the agenda is public comment.
The next item on the agenda is public comment, but before we begin, I will remind our audience members of the board's procedures for handling public comments. The public comment portion of our meeting is available to members of the public according to the following. At regular board meetings, the board shall permit public comment, regardless of whether the topic is an item on the agenda posted with notice of the meeting. At all other board meetings, public comment shall be limited to items on the agenda posted with notice of the meeting.
Anyone who would like to speak during a public comment must sign in prior to the start of the meeting and list the topics they want to discuss. An individual's public comments to the board should not exceed 5 minutes per meeting.
Please keep your comments or criticism civil and courteous. Please avoid using profanity and refrain from making personal attacks on others during your opportunity to speak. We ask that you do not discuss students who are not your own children.
In addition, the participating individual shall adhere to the following. State their full name and what organization or group, if any, is being represented. Indicate the topic about which they wish to speak. Shall refrain from commenting directly on the individual employee or public official by name, but may refer to a specific employment area, job title, or the board as a whole, and shall refrain from attacks on individuals.
Lastly, if after at least one warning from the presiding officer, any individual continue to disrupt the meeting by his or her words or actions, the presiding officer may request assistance from law enforcement officials to have the individual removed from the meeting.
If a speaker is seeking board resolution of a specific complaint that should be addressed through the district grievance process, district policy DGBA has been established for addressing employee complaints. Policy FNG is the avenue for filing parent complaints, and policy GF addresses community member complaints.
Grievance forms can be obtained at any campus administration office or at the district central administration offices.
We have one speaker for public comment, Ms. Mary Maney.
Members, the public hearing is on the financial integrity rating system for Texas, and we have a really good, we've been doing really good for the last few years, and there is a lot that between the board office and our finance office that they do to help us keep this rating as high as we're getting it. And I don't think it comes across quite as much to a lot of people about the amount of effort that it takes to get the rating that we are in this, because we are talking about our financial system, which is not just the bonds and all that, it's the payroll, it's the POs and all this. And there is a lot more to it than it just says. So just wanted to kind of give a shout out to the people that are truly behind this. These are the bookkeepers at your individual schools. It is the finance department, payroll accounts, all that in here. And the fact that the board works as well with them as they do. So when I came in 11 years ago, we weren't so good, but in the last couple of years, we've got excellent. And considering the amount of turnover that we've had at the upper part, it's amazing that we're getting what we are. So that means we have the support staff is phenomenal. And it's just one of those, just wanted to kind of give a thank you for what they do so that we can do more than what we do. So thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is a discussion and presentation of San Benito CISD's rating on the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas.
We'll have Ms. Vicky Bettis present the report.
Good evening, Madam Vice President Hernandez, members of the board, Mr. Bettis. My name is Vicky Bettis, Assistant Superintendent for Finance and Operations, and it is my pleasure to present to you our first rating public hearing. The next slide, please. Just an overview, the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas is designed to ensure the public school district and charter schools are accountable and transparent in their financial management, promoting the effective and responsible use of taxpayer funds. So this presentation, the report is done based on ratios. And so those ratios are going to give very complex equations to make sure that all of us are on the same playing field when we're going over how we're doing and how we're trying to be as best stewards of our tax dollars. So the 24-25 rating that we present to you this evening is based off of 23-24 data. And the reason it's a year behind is because after it goes into the audit, then it goes into the clearinghouse, and then they start analyzing all the data. It's a whole year and a half after the fact before they finally get that information. So we have 4 different scores that we could achieve. A being superior achievement with a 90 to 100 points. B, above standard achievement, 80 to 89 points. C, meet standard achievement, and that's 70 to 79 points. And F, substandard achievement, and that's less than 70 points. And I'm very proud to say that San Benito CISD has a perfect 100 score. So whenever they get those ratios, they're gonna check to see, are they on the higher end, on the lower end, or where we are supposed to be? And we were hitting every single mark, and I'm so proud of all of that. I will not go verbatim over each of these questions, but I will give you a very brief gist of what it says. So question number 1, was the audit submitted on time? Yes. Question 2, was it a clean audit? Yes. Question 3, were our bond payments made on time? Yes. Question 4, were TRS, Texas Workforce Commission, and IRS payments made on time? That is a yes. If we did not meet that yes, the most we could have gotten was a 95. If we had received a no on any of these first 4 indicators, we would have received an automatic F. So already off to a good start. Next slide. Indicator number 5, was the total net position greater than 0? And the answer is yes. If we had not met this one, the most we could get is a 79. Number 6, was the average change in fund balance for the last 3 years less than 25%? The answer is yes. If we had not met this ceiling, the most we could make is an 89. Number 7, does the number of days of cash on hand, is it enough to cover operating expenses? And the answer is yes. Number 8, was the asset to liability ratio enough to cover short-term debt? Yes. And number 9, did our revenues equal or exceed our expenditures? And so we did receive more revenues than we anticipated in our spending, so that was another yes. Number 10 says that it was not evaluated, and you'll see from one year to another that there may be some indicators that don't necessarily pertain because it is maybe like the exemptions that TEA gives us. We might not be evaluated. So number 10 was not, but we still got the points for it. Number 11, was the liabilities to asset ratio enough to cover long-term obligations? Yes. Number 12, was there a correlation of future debt requirements to our property values? That was a fairly new indicator, and that was also a yes. Number 13, did the district meet the administrative cost ratio? The amount that is the threshold is about 10%. As long as we have 10% or less in our administrative cost ratio, then we're good to go, and we were at 9%, so that was a yes. Number 14, did the district have a 15% or more decline in enrollment to staff ratio? And our decline was not more than that, so we were actually at a 2%, so that was a yes. Number 15 was our ADA within the pupil projected amounts submitted to TEA. That was also a yes. And number 16, did our PEAMS financial data have a variance of less than 3%? And that was also a yes. If we had not met that indicator, the most we would have been able to make is an 89. And on the last set of questions, was the audit free of material weakness? The answer is yes. If we had not met that ceiling, it would have been a 79 that we could get at the very most. Number 18, was the audit free of material non-compliance? We were free of non-compliance, so that was a yes. Number 19, was the financial information posted in compliance with all laws and rules? We have all of our financial information uploaded to our website. We have a very robust website, so I'm really proud of that. So yes, we do have that posted. Number 20, did the board discuss changes or impacts to local, state, and federal funding at a board meeting within 120 days of adopting the budget? And I am absolutely certain that we do that because we have several board workshops. We've also had many discussions about the legislative sessions that had just gone by, so that is a resounding yes. If we had not done that, though, the most we could have gotten on this first report would have been an 89. And then lastly, did the district get an adjusted repayment schedule for having been over allocated revenues? And that does not pertain to us. If we had that indicator, we would have not been able to make more than a 70. So congratulations to the San Benito School District, the community, the board for the support that y'all provide for us. A perfect 100 it's wonderful in just in any grade, right? But to be able to share that with our colleagues in the Valley, it's also an honor as well. Next slide. So there are a couple of requirements whenever we're talking about the public hearing for the first report. The first one is that we must have advertised in the newspaper 2 times within 30 to 10 days before the meeting. And so we did advertise in the San Benito News, October 24th and the 31st, that we would be having this meeting this evening. Another requirement is that we must have the superintendent's contract available for review here at the board meeting unless it is continuously posted online, which in wonderful transparency, our superintendent does have his posted at the last 2 contracts actually, and that is available at the link there on the website there. And then another requirement is that the first report must be made available after the public hearing, and that has been posted online as of last week. And then the last requirement is that we present any payments that have been made on behalf of a board member for meals, lodging, transportation, fuel, registration for any board member or superintendent during the period of 12 months before June 30th, 2024. So you will see we had a transition in board members that year as well as our superintendent. Next slide. And that concludes the public hearing portion of the meeting. I would open it up for any questions that the board may have.
When was the last time we got 100 rating?
If I'm not mistaken, I don't know the exact number, but I want to say it was about 4 years ago. So
Thank you.
we've been consistently high, though. I do know that part.
Are you guys doing a great job?
Thank you, sir.
From me, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Our team is wonderful. We're good because they're great.
So, hello? I got it. Okay. So, I just want to once again, this is extremely important for the community to understand, what it takes to cultivate this type of achievement. It's very difficult, but I'm glad that we have a full house here and for everybody that's seeing remotely to understand that, taking care of our stewards' dollar, which is us as taxpayers, is very extremely important. So for us to have 100 rating, that means that we're doing our due diligence, and thanks to our administration, thanks to our finance department, everybody who goes into play, which is all administration, everybody. So it's a huge blessing, and honestly, to see that we're doing everything we can to continue to sustain public education in a very difficult time. So Ms. Vicky and your team And Mr. Perez, I want to thank you guys so much and all the staff that's here, because it all takes, it takes a village, man, to make this happen. And people don't understand that, but look it up and see how difficult it is to get 100. So you know what, it's a blessing. And trust me, we'll be getting calls on how we do it. And so it's a good thing, but congratulations.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir. It is an honor to be able to provide this level of high standard and still provide for our students everything that they need. So it's a wonderful balance, and thank you for being partners in that.
Thank you. On behalf of the board, we want to congratulate the whole team for obtaining the A, and we look forward to continuing these great results for years to come. And does anybody else have any other comments?
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
At this time, we are opening up our comments to the community. If anybody would like to comment, Ms. Maney?
Ms. Perez, could you tell us how many days of cash on hand we have? Sorry.
Ms. Perez, could you repeat the question in the mic? That way it's recorded.
Yes, absolutely. Her question was if I have the information on how many days of cash on hand we have. And I do not have the exact number, but our board policy does have a certain amount that we need to keep from, and it's between 60 and 90 days. Oh, I can get that information, and I'll forward that over to Mr. Perez so that he can share with the board. And I'm so sorry for not having that number.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions by the community? If not, then we adjourn this meeting at 5:46.